Bev, the people's favorite guest of the Raptor show, Gary Trent Sr., sitting courtside last night, Raptors Wolves, in his beautiful. What did I tell you today when I text you, Gary? Your immaculate fur coat.
Good word.
How's it going, Gary?
Oh, it's going good, man. It's going good. The weather improved a little bit here. We're from -20 to now it's +5. So, it's a little warm.
Okay, are you wearing the jacket right now?
Nah, I got a different one in the back seat.
Oh, okay. I got
I got a different one in the back seat.
I got a CD changer in my 2001 Honda Civic. You have a fur coat changer. I respect that. Listen, before we get into anything, got to ask you, you're sitting courtside last night, and before opening tip, Patrick Beverley of the Timberwolves is getting into it with your son, Gary Trent Jr. What was your take on what took place before the opening tip?
Well, the most important thing I started thinking was, did my son reflect on the things that he was taught? First off, you don't let nobody get you off your square, and you don't let a pesky defender who this is his style, this is what he does. You don't let somebody like that get up under your skin and get you off your square. And, so that was my first thing. And I was wondering, like, where this coming from Bev, but I know that's part of his reputation, and that's how he gets off. Plus, he just signed him a 1-year, $13 million extension, so I can see him feeling good about his money and feeling good about what he does. And, he's a respected defender and a hard worker out there. And I like that he challenged my son, though, because I needed to see, did you go back to the trainings and the teachings of what you learned throughout your career and life? But it all started, what people don't know is, I listened to the Timberwolves commentators last night, right? Mm. So before each game, you know how LeBron used to throw the powder up in the air?
Yeah.
Well, at the scorer's table, by each bench, there's gum, there's mints, and there's the powder, the talc that you put in your hands to keep the sweat down. They didn't have any of those items down by the Raptors bench. So when my son needed to step on the sticky mat on the floor to clean his shoes, they didn't have that down there by the Raptors bench. So he used the Timberwolves sticky mat and used the Timberwolves powder. So when some guys on the team said something to him, he just laughed them off and whatever, went out to the jump-off circle. So with Pat Bev being the leader of the team and maybe the emotional leader and whatnot, he had to, feel like he had to stick up for his team. And, I respect what he did, and that's what he was supposed to do because, when I played, guys wasn't coming in our locker room or guys wasn't talking trash on our bench and all that because I'll beat your ass after the game.
You're not joking, Theo.
No, we believe it. I was actually going to ask you, Gary, like, who was like the Patrick Beverley of your era? Do you remember a player that reminds you of Pat Bev?
Oh, there was a lot. Dennis Rodman, of all people. He was the most instigating, get up under your skin type of defender and whatnot, So Dennis, there's a lot of guys. I mean, I had some Pat Bev too. Like certain guys, I'm just gonna come out there and just try to, he's an instigator and a nuisance. I'm gonna more or less come out there, bully, punk you, or whatever type of style. So everybody got some of that in them. It's just everybody expresses it differently.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I think not that your son needed any extra motivation because obviously I know he's home, he's got family sitting courtside. He's got friends in the building, it's a big deal for him, right? So I don't think he needed any extra motivation, but I think that just kind of really got him fired up in a way that, first quarter, your son comes out, scores 13, finishes the game with 30, hits 2 big threes in the fourth quarter, including the one to sort of ice it. And I actually wanted to start with the last shot that he made because I think the Raptors, I think he might have got the deflection. The Raptors got on the break. Pascal finds, your son. He knocks down the 3. Raptors up 10 with 2 minutes left. And the camera panned over to you, and I think your kids, they were happy. I think most people in the arena probably weren't happy because they're Timberwolves fans, but you were just kind of like stoic, like as if you expected that. That's just regular for you. So can you take us through sort of that specific play and sort of what you were feeling as a parent when you saw your son essentially ice the game for the Raptors?
Well, to me, we've trained for that. I rebounded that shot for you for 15 years. So I expect my son to make every shot he pull up. To me, that's just, I can see when it come out his hand. If it's good, if it's short, if he rushed it, I can see all of that. And, to me, when he hit that shot, I expect you to hit that shot, and you're supposed to hit that shot, and you better hit that shot. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're trying to take yourself to the next level of a franchise player, you're trying to take yourself to the next level of your teammates believing in you, and the Raptors fan base believing in you, and you believing in yourself, and also sending messages to other teams. So not only do you want to hit that shot, but there's an emphasis of I better hit this shot so I can show the world. So there's a lot of things that go into those moments, individually and for the people that support you.
Wow. And you know what? Listen, when you get with a guy like your son, right? Like he's 23, as we talked about last time you were on the show. He's already having a career year right now. But the question always in professional sports is sort of like, what can you do next? How do you get even better? How do you even get to that next level? And you sort of touched on it there. Like, where do you see your son's future in the league? What are some of his ambitions? And right now, obviously, he's having a great time. Everybody loves him, right? But we all know that there's another level he can even get to. And so what are some of the things that you're telling him? What are some of the things that he's trying to aspire to as well? Because he's already done great things at a very young age.
Well, first, he expects to hit every shot that goes in. When you train and you work and you work and you work during the summer and, you're making 1,000 shots a day, when you done sat there and made 5,000 shots in a week, when you put that shot up, you expect it to go in just like every other shot. But, to me, for the next level this is my son's first year really being a full-fledged starter, having a full-fledged role, understanding his role, and being on the team that's counting on him and looking for him to grow and help them. That wasn't so much his role in Portland. So besides just the emotional and mental growth within the game is one of the big aspects for him to grow and to become. But from a playing standpoint, I think with more opportunity, Coach Nurse believing in him more and, maybe calling his number more, incorporating him into the offense more, I think my son has a real chance to be an all-star down the road and a consistent all-star because he works too hard and, things that are required to be an all-star, he possesses all of those qualities.